My name is Sarjoo.
Hare Krishna, my name is Kritika.
And today we will be discussing the Bhagavad Gita verse 10.34. Especially now that International Women's Day is approaching, we thought that it would be really nice to kind of explore this verse, especially as young Vaishnavis, to kind of learn what the Shastras say about women, especially what Krishna says about women, and what we can learn from it and help better our spirituality and our bhakti. So I will start with reading the shloka. Mrityu Sharvaharashchaham.
Mrityu Sharvaharashchaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Kirti Shrivakcha Narinam.
Kirti Shrivakcha Narinam.
Smritir Medha Dhriti Kṣamā.
Smritir Medha Dhriti Kṣamā.
We will now do the synonyms. Mrityu, death.
Mrityu, death.
Sharvahara, all-devouring.
Sarvahara, all-devouring.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Aham, I am.
Aham, I am.
Udbhava, generation.
Udbhava, generation.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Bhavishyatam, of future manifestations.
Bhavishyatam, of future manifestations.
Kirti, fame.
Kirtihi, fame.
Shri, opulence or beauty.
Shri, opulence or beauty.
Vak, fine speech.
Vak, fine speech.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Narinam, of women.
Narinam, of women.
Smriti, memory.
Smriti, memory.
Medha, intelligence.
Medha, intelligence.
Dhriti, firmness.
Dhriti, firmness.
Kṣamā, patience.
Kṣamā, patience.
Okay, I will now read the translation. I am all-devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. I want to ask Kritika to read the translation as well, please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
I am all-devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience.
Thank you. We will now read the purport. As soon as a man is born, he dies at every moment. Thus death is devouring every living entity at every moment. But the last stroke is called death itself. That death is Krishna. As for future development, all living entities undergo 6 basic changes. They are born, they grow, they remain for some time, they reproduce, they dwindle, and finally they vanish. Of these changes, the first is deliverance from the womb, and that is Krishna. The first generation is the beginning of all future activities. The 7 opulences listed, fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience, are considered feminine. If a person possesses all of them or some of them, he becomes glorious. If a man is famous as a righteous man, that makes him glorious. Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. If after studying one can remember a subject matter, he is gifted with a good memory, or smriti, and the ability to not only to read many books on different subject matters, but to understand them and apply them when necessary in intelligence, medha. Another opulence. The ability to overcome unsteadiness is called firmness or steadfastness, dhriti, and when one is fully qualified yet is humble and gentle, and one is able to keep his balance both in sorrow and in the ecstasy of joy, he has the opulence called patience, which is Kṣamā. It's a very beautiful verse. And I really like it because I didn't know about it at first, but when I read it, it really shows how Krishna mentions these, I believe, 7 divine qualities, and how like they derive from a woman, and what we as devotees can do is learn from those qualities and try to implement them in our lives, and see what we can learn from them and become better devotees and go further in our bhakti. But yeah, I want to know what you think about this verse because I think it's really nice.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. This is such a beautiful verse, glorifying Vaishnavis and glorifying how a woman is naturally blessed with such beautiful qualities by Lord. Women is just made like that. Because I would wonder, because I heard few commentaries from different texts, and also Chanakya Niti commenting about women not being very intelligent, and different philosophies and different school of thoughts has had referred different opinions and different commentaries about women. And this is the first time I'm reading this verse from Bhagavad Gita, which is such an enlightening verse, tells us how beautifully women are naturally blessed with such wonderful qualities, which naturally a Vaishnav would like to possess and have to grow the seeds of Bhakti Lata and to progress in Prema Bhakti. So I'm just very curious, and thanks to Srila Prabhupada's beautiful purport that talks about it really nicely.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I was actually researching into the 7 divine qualities and like the feminine divine qualities, and I was looking at it when I was trying to understand the verse and researching it. I was trying to see if we can find any like I guess Vaishnavis or Devis from our scriptures who have probably like helped this verse, like it supports this verse and helps us learn from how they have been in the past or even in the present. Like we have so many Vaishnavis who kind of possess these qualities, especially senior Vaishnavis, and we can learn so much from them. Are there any of these divine qualities that stand out to you that you think you would want to talk about?
I think I like all of them, but I'll choose intelligence for some reason. And yeah, it's such an important thing because these days all we talk about is intellect and how smart a person is, and you got to be intelligent, scoring good scores, be a genius, and all of that stuff. But when it comes to intelligence, which is blessed by Krishna to all the Vaishnavis, which is beautiful, I can actually think of all the senior Vaishnavis who have traveled in our yatra here in Sydney, and I really wonder how they are like they're definitely so much empowered, and this shloka is an evidence to that. If I talk about Urmila Mataji, who is or whose material name is rather Dr. Edith Best, when I was reading about her, I was totally amazed. How can she be so philosophical, so materially intelligent, and so strong with the knowledge in scriptures she has? Of course, she's such an elevated soul and she's such an elevated Vaishnavi, but I can think of her at the moment. When Her Grace Nitai Sevani Mataji was here, I was fully sold out at her lecture because she was quoting so many scriptures. She was mentioning beautiful stories, the way she was telling the stories, the way she was answering the questions, and the melodious bhajans she was singing. recently we had Narayani Mataji here, and her association and everything. And it actually makes you think, where is this intelligence coming from? There's definitely some higher source of intelligence that's giving all of us intelligence, and this sloka is an evidence. I would also say, because we're talking about such an important aspect, and today in the world of psychology, it's very important to have IQ, right? Intelligent question. So I would really say the Vaishnavis in our yatra here in ISKCON West Sydney, I've really had close connections with some of them, and I feel and I wonder how they can manage everything, being super smart and intelligent professionally, being able to manage everything at home, and so firm with the knowledge of scriptures that they have. So I think intelligence is the one that, like, that just took all my attention. And I think I can keep on listing the Vaishnavis who are storers of intelligence, and Krishna is giving Vaishnavis this right naturally. Thanks for asking me. I if you would not have asked me, I would not have got a chance to reflect upon the beauty of Vaishnavis in our Sangha.
Yeah, no, you're so right. Like you talking about all the Vaishnavis that we have had contact with actually makes me reflect as well, because I feel like in our day-to-day lives, because we're so busy, we're always running around, it's really hard to kind of sit down and think about the impact that people around us have had on us and how it really helps to strengthen our bhakti. And I'm gonna try and tie that back into patience that Krishna talks about. Because I feel like, especially in our lives, even as young people, I don't know, at least me personally, it's really hard to be patient. Whether it's like me waiting in my class to like for a lecture to finish, like I don't want to sit there for 2 hours. I'm like I'm waiting for my teachers to quickly finish up the lesson. But yeah, it's whether it's that or if I'm like, wherever it is, just I feel like patience, especially in this day and age, it's so hard for us to be kind of patient and sit down and let us time to observe what's happening around us. But yeah, when I was researching this and looking into this, I found online that it was talking about Sitama and how she was so patient throughout the whole time. Like there's multiple instances when she was in Lanka and even when she accompanied Sri Ram, like it's so crazy to think about it that someone can be so, obviously we can't compare ourselves to her level, but like the patience that she shows throughout our scriptures and like the patience that she has is like, I don't even have no words for it. Like it's so good. Like that is something that you can definitely learn from and you can kind of strive to achieve. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's definitely one thing that we probably like, even as Vaishnavis, because we're so materialistic. It's something that we can learn from Devis in our scriptures and even the senior Vaishnavis that we have, because they're so patient, they're so tolerable. We forget to kind of take a step back and wait and listen. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. Krishna is talking about like 7 qualities, and I'm like, oh my god, like it would be crazy if I'm able to get even like one of these qualities down. But no, it's so, I don't know. I feel like it's so reassuring that as a young Vaishnavi, like I'm following ISKCON, and I'm following this whole journey of like trying to be more Krishna conscious, and I guess it's really nice to know that my Lord is backing me up in scriptures. There's proper evidence that I can say, hey, my God tells me, like, he's not talking bad about women, like he's amazing. Yeah. I can't have anyone like in no way question and say that, hey, you're following this, but your scriptures say that women are like this, and this. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'll bring out this verse for you. I'll show you what Krishna says. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like we can learn so much.
I'm sorry to just cut you off, but I really, really like this point that, you know what? We can just show it to the world. Like look, this is what our object of worship, Supreme Lord Krishna, is telling and saying. And this is how women is respected in our dharma, in our religion, and in our sacred text that we read, that we learn from. And how beautiful is it that Krishna himself is saying that he has provided this, and as you say, we are backed up with all of this. And as we talk about patience, what I'm really reminded of is I was back in India just few months ago during the Christmas break, and one of my cousins, she got a little son, and she was looking after her, and I was just looking the amount of patience she has. Of course, as a young person, and this is a fact that I don't have that much patience, but I would say that every mother, for her kids, for her children, looking after her, looking after the family and whatnot, leaving a place and marrying a person and leaving everything behind. And especially the kids are sometimes annoying, they're listening, they're not listening, so many things to look after. And they have so much tolerance, they have so much patience, they do it so smoothly that we never even acknowledge or realize that this is and nothing else but an epitome of a true patience. And we can just speak on and on, because I think if I look up to my mom, or probably your mom or anyone, each single second they are being patient towards us, because I don't think I'm such a gentle person, and I'm very easy to go around with, but that definitely requires patience. And even in our scriptures, even in Mahabharata, in Ramayana, as you say, we can see patience in Sitama, in Draupadi. Her kids were killed despite the fact she showed patience, she showed forgiveness. So no wonder these qualities are in abundance in a woman. I'm not sure if there's any. I just have had a doubt. Like, this thought just came to my head that I'm not sure if this is at equal levels in everyone, or at different point of time they exhibit it, or maybe at different age, or how does that work? But definitely, I'm pretty sure it could be innate. We can bring it to an active mode, or maybe we can polish the gift of God that we've been given. But this text assures us that this is what we are blessed with already. So yeah, definitely I agree with you.
Yeah, no, you're so right. And by the way, you are very gentle and humble. We don't have to be patient with you. You're actually very tolerable. It's a very good quality of yours. But yeah, no, I feel like people now kind of tend to forget or tend to undermine or undervalue these qualities. Like as Krishna says, it stems from women, but obviously we're material beings now. Doesn't mean that women should have any less, I guess, respect, even if they're material beings. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people tend to not realize that these qualities are actually very crucial in living. Like they'd be like, oh, so what if someone's vulnerable or empathetic or patient? You don't need these things. Like you just have to like keep on going and going and going. But like, no, like that's not how it is. Like all of these like the fame, fortune, fine speech, like all these things that Krishna talks about, patience, intelligence, like all of these things are actually like very important qualities that we should actively try to I guess implement in our lives. And like if Krishna's telling us in our scriptures, like Krishna's telling us in this verse that if you do this, you will achieve proper bhakti. Like in the purport as I was just rereading it again. It's like he's broken down, Srila Prabhupada has broken down all of these things for us and talked about how like what and how which and how way we should actually like be using these qualities in our lives and what's the best way to achieve them. And like if Krishna's telling us that this is what you need to do, then why can't we do it? You know, like if Krishna's telling us that these qualities are important, then who are we to say that no, this is not important in this real world. Like, we can just ignore them. Like, it's something that we should actively, like, be trying to understand and reflect on. And I 100% don't possess, if at all, any of these qualities. Like, yeah, it's really hard. I don't know. It's really hard to wrap my head around it. To even think that I have to kind of, I guess, strive towards these qualities. And like here, there is a really good example. I say Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. If after studying one can remember a subject matter, he is gifted with a good memory or smriti, and the ability to not only to read many books on different subject matters, but to understand them and apply them when necessary is intelligence. Another opulence. Like, all these qualities, like, kind of blend into with each other. Like, it's, I don't know, just this paragraph just stands out to me so much from the purport. Yeah, I don't know. It's really good. It's really good.
I think I would just say that you're being too humble as well, and it's just that Krishna is telling you have all of this quality, so accept it. It's just that we shouldn't just consider, oh my god, I'm already too good. We definitely should endeavor for it. I think I need to endeavor and associate with myself with all the senior Vaishnavis we're just discussing, so that they can empower us, they can bless us, and in their association, under their shelter, we also groom ourselves more and develop all of these qualities, and in an active way we possess them. But yeah, and I also like the point you just mentioned, that it's very, very obvious for all of us to ignore that women possess all of these qualities, and they have them just there within themselves. Because imagine that someone is possessing fine speech and maybe patience and all of those humble qualities, we just tend to consider women as weak. Or probably the fine or soft speaking quality is not a quality, but rather a weakness. Or maybe their patience is they an example of of them being less intelligent, or their tolerance is just because they are not smart enough to recognize right or wrong, or their humility or forgiveness is probably because whatever, right? They don't have a better solution, hence they're just forgiving it. But we gotta understand that it takes ages and ages, and it takes a lot of effort to be humble, to be able to speak softly. It's only when you speak from your heart, you speak nicer words, that's when you touch other person's heart. I'm not saying that if you're not a soft speaker, you can't touch other people's heart. I don't know if that's true or not, but all I wanted to say is it takes a lot of effort to develop these qualities, and we shouldn't just presume that these qualities are anyway sign of weakness or less intelligence, but they are very, very, very powerful weapons that women possess. And if anyone doubt that this is a weakness, you might just go try it, and definitely will fail in so many attempts to possess any of these. And the fact that these qualities are so called the key or the prerequisites to be a better devotee, to love Krishna, to understand your spiritual science, to understand who you are, to understand a lot of the key concepts of the soul, like all those questions that we might have had at some point of a time. What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? Who am I? Where am I? And all of those things. You tend to start inquiring and getting the answers once you have that intelligence, that patience, that inquisitiveness, that humility, and this all starts very naturally for the women. We definitely blessed souls, I think.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I feel like by like looking at these qualities and stuff, if we try to be conscious about them, like trying to take a conscious step towards trying to be better and like be able to possess these qualities, I feel like every time we try to think about these qualities, we can kind of like tie it back to Krishna and be like, if I possess patience, if I possess fame, if I possess fortune, intelligence, I'm taking like one step closer to Krishna, one step closer into like being better at my bhakti, you know? So yeah, I feel like it's a really good opportunity to kind of remind ourselves of Krishna in little things that we do as well, kind of have him at the center. But yeah, I think it's really good. I hope I was able to kind of, at least that was my takeaway, you know, try and be better in these qualities, try and be a better, like learn about these qualities from women and trying to be a better devotee. But I hope I was able to kind of understand and break down this verse. I'm definitely no way qualified. But yeah, it was definitely a really good opportunity for me to actually be able to kind of be able to share what I think about this. And yeah, I think it's really good.
I think the same. Actually, thanks to you, Sajal, for bringing this verse up, and you gave me an opportunity that I was able to read this beautiful verse. And in the future conversations that I'm probably going to have with my friends, I now have things to tell them that this is what we were looking for. This is the answer. And more than anything, I think as a woman or as a Vaishnavi, we need to understand that Krishna has blessed us as special souls, and he has empowered us with all of these beautiful qualities. We shouldn't underestimate ourselves, and we shouldn't just think that we are less than anything or anyone. Srila Prabhupada has special affection, has special care for her Vaishnavi disciples, like her daughters, like her granddaughters. And considering that, understanding that, we should just should always remind ourselves that Krishna has blessed us, but this shouldn't lead to that fake humility or that overconfidence that I'm already elevated, that I'm already great. Because as you and me, we were discussing, I don't have patience. We can't wait for our lecture to be to over, right? So little things, because we need to we need to rely on Krishna to bless us. We need to rely on all those senior Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis to bless us, so that we can actually polish these skills and bring these qualities from dormant stage to active stage and really possess them. But I think we should take a moment to thank all the Vaishnavis who have ever come across into our lives and have blessed us. And probably it's a result of their association and their blessing and their kindness and their fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, patience, and steadfastness that probably we are here and we're trying to speak about Krishna, hear about Krishna. And it's really lovely to read this verse. Thank you so much. And I think we tried to understand it with our little capacities that we had. And sorry if we offended anyone. Please, we hope that we'll be corrected in case we are wrong, and in case we offended anyone, we'll just say Vancha kalpatarubhishya kripa sindhubhe evacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. And with that note, I'll also say that Prabhus are also blessed with amazing qualities, and we learned a lot from them. But this is an opportunity that we really take a moment to appreciate Vaishnavis, love them, give them some care, and tell them, yes, you play a great role into our lives. And just a last sentence, I would say that me and Sajal discussing this verse here is definitely a result that at least two Vaishnavis has played a great role. That's her mom and my mom, which is pretty obvious. So and there are 1,000 other Vaishnavis who have literally nurtured us like a kid, so that we can actually understand what we should be doing at this point of time, understanding Krishna and reading Srila Prabhupada's purport. So we wish everyone happy International Women's Day. Over to Sajal. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I couldn't put this in better words at all. Kritika had explained exactly what I had in my mind. Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity where we're so fortunate to have blessings of so many senior devotees on us, and this was a great opportunity, and I'm so glad that I was able to share this moment of kind of breaking down the verse with Kritika. And yeah, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.